Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Crysis 3 multiplayer. Yes, this is the beta, but I'm going to say one thing. I seriously believe that the multiplayer is going to be very much similar to the main campaign, that there's going to be no difference. Not main campaign, that it's going to be no difference from the beta for this, my tips and trick, for one reason why. Stealth seems to be the main sense of the game, much on ambushing and whatnot. Now, the first perk that you definitely need to get rid of is the auto armor. It is completely useless. It is very good for noobs if you're getting into it, trying to get used to the mechanics, but if you don't do this, you'll have extra rooms to do better upgrades, and especially these levels seem to promote stealth-like objectives, and your best classes seem to be SMGs because you need the rate of fire, and they seem to be more accurate than your assault rifles. And if you're stealthy, you're meant to be getting up close really quickly where they least expect it from a side, and then open fire point blank range into their side, just devastating them. So if you do all this stealth stuff, and if you get rid of the auto armor, you can easily change off, and when you're ready to engage, switch the armor, so you do not have to worry, and you can get easy backstabs and really go on a big tear. Now, notwithstanding the delay and my host migration problems, this is something that is very important that will really turn the battle, because if you keep on blitzing in and out of stealth, you will really just devastate tons of enemies really quickly and really fast. And that the SMG is the best class because you will be getting up close and personal, and they will not be expecting this, that you can run around, and you can even play around with just the pistol only and doing serious damage. And the stealth mechanic, flicking in and out when they least expect it, allows you to really do some devastating stuff. And if someone is camping in the corner or hitting you from the side with a sniper rifle, you can come up right behind them and really kick some ass. And that is probably why I feel that this is a really good mechanic. You could just see, even though it gave me the option, I could just pound the crap out of them and really do some damage like that. And you could just see that the stealth mechanic for the faster in and out cloak, and silent footsteps will really just devastate the enemies, because if you're popping in and out of focus and then blitzing really quickly and jumping to the other side, no one's going to expect anything from you, and just these kill streaks that you're getting, or whatever you want to call them, are really going to really put you in a prime position to really win almost every single one of your engagements. And yes, right then there, the auto armor would have probably done well, but you don't need it. Auto armor is probably the least useful perk, or whatever you want to call it, and if you actually use it like this, you can do some serious damage and not have to worry. This may be just the intro and whatnot, but this seems to be a very stable idea. And yes, I got killed, but I forgot that I ran out of ammunition, and that's all it is. And that's the biggest thing, is that this game seems to be, the best people will have to be careful, because if you can stealth behind them, any position, you can devastate them and mess with their whole perception of how the battle goes. And submachine guns with a suppressor, or at least a laser dot, or something to stabilize your aim, and you could just devastate them, because the assault rifles, there's a little too much recoil, or at least I'm having a problem with the recoil right now, but it's super fun to mess around, and using stealth-like tactics has always been my thing. And if you work in a pair, you'll be devastating people, because working in a pair, no matter what happens, if you have two people cutting down, one of you are going to get the kill, and that's going to really knock the enemy down a notch. And stealth, this I can almost guarantee, I could be running around with a pistol only. Hell, I could run around with just knocking people out stealthily and still do pretty good. I'm not the greatest first-person shooter, I'm not the greatest player, but in and of itself, doing these things will really put it in your advantage. And with the stealth, you can actually mess with people's as I said, messing with people's perception seems to be the key in this game. Please tell me what you think. I hope this is helping you, and you could just see that if you stealth around, not letting these people really get an idea of where the hell things are coming from, you're going to really mess with everyone and really kick some ass. And that's the biggest thing, is that once you know where the enemies are, you're going to do a lot of damage. Now, the hunter mode, very fun. I suck at it, but I can tell you it's very fun. And that is pretty much why I don't mind it, because if it's fun, and it doesn't have to be good, but as long as it's fun, that's more important sometimes in multiplayer. And if you could just see that, the biggest thing is moving around Spec Ops stealthy is going to do more good for you in the long run, because if you stealth around this whole game, hitting people from the side, snapping their necks, stabbing them, you're going to be winning. And if you don't feel you're going to win the engagement or getting close enough, you can easily, if you're with a submachine gun really close to them, boom. I mean, literally, you can do those things, and if you just stealth in, stealth out, no one's going to be expecting you, and yeah, you may not be the biggest opponent of getting a lot of things, but you're going to make them hunt you, thus taking more people away from the objective to protect it. Please tell me what you, and as I said before, thank you for listening. Please tell me what you think, and I'd like to say, everyone, thank you, and good night.